Have you ever wondered why you show up the way you do, especially under pressure? Or why certain things drain you faster than others? As autistic women, we often spend so much time masking, adjusting, and surviving that we lose track of our inner patterns, the why behind our what. And that's where the Enneagram can help. Today, we're exploring how the Enneagram offers deep insights into our motivations, our fears, and the unconscious patterns that shape how we move through the world, and how all of this connects to burnout, masking, and recovery. Whether you're brand new to the Enneagram or have dabbled in it before, I invite you to stay curious. This episode could be the start of a whole new relationship with yourself.
Step out of the shadows, feel the power rise. Catch the spark inside you, let your spirit fly. Beyond the chronic burnout, Carole Jean's your guide. Find your steady rhythm, nice joy on the tide. Flourish forward, bright and bold. Leave the burnout far behind. In this journey, hearts unfold. Yours seek and find.
Hey there, beautiful humans. I'm Carole Jean Whittington, Chief Wellbeing Officer here at Whittington Wellbeing, and welcome to Beyond Chronic Burnout, the talk show where autistic women and the professionals who support them come together to explore sustainable energy, deep well-being, and what it really means to live unmasked. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why you keep reacting to things a certain way, even when you thought you were past it? Oh, yeah, that has happened a couple of times in my world. Today, we're diving into a tool that helped me uncover layers of myself I didn't even know existed, the Enneagram. And more specifically, how this ancient framework can be used by autistic women to understand our motivations, fears, and patterns beneath the mask, and how you, as a practitioner, can use this with your clients too. Let me take you back to when I first discovered the Enneagram. I was deep in burnout, not just tired, but like system overload, energy depleted, body shutting down burnout, a ghost pepper level 5, and I was desperate to find a way back to myself. When I started exploring the Enneagram, I immediately resonated with Type 5, the investigator, with a strong wing 4. That combination? Deep thinking, relentless research, needing to understand before taking action, craving space and emotional depth, but not always knowing how to express it. Sound familiar? Reading about type 5W4 felt like someone had quietly followed me around with a journal, recording my hidden thoughts. It was a little scary. It didn't give me a label, it gave me a language, a mirror. I wasn't broken. I just needed to better understand my inner ecosystem. And the Enneagram, that changed everything. It was so funny because the book that I picked up, The Road Back to You, it was one of those moments where when I read the Enneagram Type 5, it just immediately resonated. And then as I continued to read, there were things that made me like very uncomfortable because they were so true. So you might be asking, what is the Enneagram? And it's spelled Enneagram, but pronounced Annie-agram. So the Enneagram is a system of 9 core personality types, each driven by a unique set of motivators, fears, and desires. But it's not about labeling. This isn't like Myers-Briggs. It's about uncovering the unconscious patterns that drive our actions, especially under stress. So here's a quick rundown of the 9 types. See which one resonates most with you. So type 1 is the reformer, ethical, responsible, improvement focused. Type 2 is the helper, caring, generous, people-pleasing. Type 3 is the achiever, ambitious, image-conscious, success-driven. Now, let me just tell you, each one of these types, all 9, we all have elements of all 9 types within us. It's just what predominantly shows up in our patterns. And the Enneagram isn't just about like your personality, who you are, it's who you innately were born to be and how your environment has shaped you. So it's a little bit of everything. I really love the Enneagram's approach. It's very holistic. So a type 4, the individualist, creative, sensitive, emotionally deep. Type 5, the investigator, analytical, independent, emotionally reserved. Type 6, the loyalist, responsible, anxious, security seeking. Type 7, the enthusiast, spontaneous, fun-loving, future-oriented. Type 8 is the challenger, assertive, protective, independent. And type 9, the peacemaker, easygoing, agreeable, conflict avoidant. So just remember, any and all of these types, we all have them within us at any given moment. And they will adjust based on maybe the circumstances we're in, the environment, the season of life that we're in. We may lean more towards some of these traits or characteristics more than others, but that one core type in the wing, and we'll talk about that in a second, those are your most dominant patterns. And this framework really helps to identify more about who you are, because that's one of the biggest questions that we have as late identified folks. And for a lot of us, especially if we've even had an identification early, it's never felt safe to explore. So if you're here exploring yourself today and wanting to peel back some mask and really get to answer that question, who am I? This is where we start in the Unveiling Method. This is the very first module in the Unveiling Method's foundation builder. And this is one of the key components that I talk about and break down step by step in my new book, Living Unmasked. So now let's ground this in our lived experience, all of these 9 types, right? So autistic women are often misread, misdiagnosed, and misunderstood. I don't know about y'all, but this is so true for me in my experience. The Enneagram offers a neuro-affirming way to reconnect with ourselves, not through behaviors, but through understanding the needs and the motivations behind them. That's really powerful information. And it can be especially helpful if you experience alexithymia, which makes it difficult to identify or articulate feelings. The Enneagram isn't based on how you feel in the moment, but on what drives you across time. So it helps answer these 3 things in particular. What am I always trying to avoid? What patterns show up when I feel unsafe? What really recharges me and why? If you're autistic and struggling with burnout, the Enneagram can help you understand how you operate on your terms. Let's begin by preparing the soil. This is our moment to pause, get grounded, and create space for today's insights to take root. Let's take a moment to tune into our inner world. If you're in a safe space where you aren't operating a car or equipment, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or simply soften your gaze. If you're not in a space where you can do that, just listen and breathe along with me. Take a deep breath in, comfortable, no hard work here, just nice full breath in and out. Drop your shoulders a little bit. Settle into your chair or wherever you are right now. Again, let's just take a nice inhale and an exhale. Just relax your shoulders, soften your jaw, Relax your eyes just a little bit more. Now place your attention gently on your chest or your abdomen and ask yourself without needing an answer, what part of me wants to be understood today? Don't try to fix or figure anything out. Just tune in and listen to your body. What part of me wants to be understood today? You don't need an answer right now if it's not quite coming to you. You're just creating space, a little breathing room. You're preparing the soil for you, for clarity. Feel your body soften just a little bit more. Release your shoulders, relax your jaw. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Wiggle your toes, your fingers, maybe have a big stretch. Now that we're grounded and open, let's move gently into today's energy and action opportunity. Heart first, with compassionate curiosity. Here's your invitation. This week, explore your Enneagram type. In this week's Recharge newsletter, I'm sharing my energy honoring Enneagram assessment, a tool I've adapted and developed specifically for autistic women to explore their Enneagram type through a neuro-affirming lens that keeps energy resources in mind. You'll also get my overview of all 9 Enneagram types that share insights to identify at a glance what is motivating you, what fears are getting in the way of your nourishment, and more. Tools you'll find in my newest book, Living Unmasked, include the Enneagram Stress Warning Signs and Security Signpost Guide, Enneagram specific insights into how your type reacts under stress versus when you feel safe, and how that influences burnout recovery and unmasking. All of these tools are part of the Living Unmasked book resources. If you have the book, you already have access, my friend. If not, check the show notes or head to whittingtonwellbeing.com to learn more. As part of our Recharge newsletter this week, you will get those 2 Enneagram downloads. This isn't about putting yourself in a box. Remember, it's about giving yourself a compass to navigate burnout, energy, and healing. And now we water and nourish. These are your reflection prompts to deepen today's insight and support sustainable self-discovery. Let's journal. Here are 2 prompts for this week. How does my Enneagram type relate to my autistic traits? Does it explain how I process transitions, relationships, or sensory input? Question 2, and these will be down in the show notes, by the way. What insights did I gain about my core motivations and fears? How does knowing this help me support myself with more kindness? Let this be gentle. You're not fixing anything. You're just learning more about the incredible, layered, beautifully woven person you already are. There's no rush. Let your reflections unfold with gentleness, with compassionate curiosity, because your healing deserves time and tenderness. I feel like I need to break out with the song, Just a Little Tenderness. Y'all know I'm so quirky, right? Well, in this next segment, Route to Practice, this is our newest show segment, and I'm really excited about it. where each week we'll take the insights from today's episode and ground them into real world tools for your work as a helping professional. Let's translate theory into meaningful neuro-affirming and trauma sensitive care. The Enneagram can be a game changer in your practice, especially if you support autistic women. Here's why. It helps clients explore their motivations and patterns without needing to rely on moment to moment emotional language, which can be inaccessible due to alexithymia. And I have a great article out on LinkedIn and on the Recharge over at energize.whittingtonwellbeing.com around alexithymia. It supports burnout recovery by identifying how each type leaks energy and what they need to feel safe. So the Enneagram is really helping you be very strategic in your care of your client and support. It gives you trauma-informed, identity-affirming framework to guide clients back into alignment, because ultimately burnout has occurred from being out of alignment by masking heavily, that integrator masking style, especially sometimes for decades. Here's how you can bring the Enneagram into your sessions with autistic clients. You can use the Enneagram to tailor burnout interventions by type. And in the Unveiling Method, I provide you with all of these tools as part of our clinical companion toolkit. Number 2, support masking recovery through self-awareness. This is such a beautiful place to help introduce your client to themselves in a really beautiful way. And number 3, it helps clients understand their needs in relationships and in their work. And inside the Living Unmasked bonus resources, I offer Enneagram tools you can use right away with clients. Pair your sessions with sensory and energy mapping. So, using tools like my energy body appraisal or sensory profile blueprint alongside the Enneagram to notice how each type responds to sensory input or depletion. Teach your clients their stress and security signposts. Each type shows signs of stress and safety in very distinct ways, and I've put a whole list of these together in the Unveiling Method. Helping clients name these signs builds self-trust and supports earlier burnout prevention. You can access our Enneagram warning signs and security signposts as part of the resources included with the book, Living Unmasked. That's your practice route for today. Take what resonates, adapt it for your style, and keep supporting your clients with care that's grounded, compassionate, and real, while also caring for yourself. Compassion fatigue is very, very prominent right now, and your well-being matters just as much as your clients. Understanding your inner world isn't selfish, it's essential. Whether you're just starting or rediscovering yourself post-burnout, the Enneagram can give you the compassionate clarity you've been searching for. This week's affirmation to take with you: I am gaining a deeper understanding of my inner world. That's such a beautiful place to give ourselves permission to create space for us to begin discovering. And I think you're going to have so much fun this week exploring your Enneagram type. This weekend on Social Saturdays, I'm joined by Alexia Hetzel as we talk all things ADHD, transitions, time, energy, and how to support your beautifully wired brain. If you're not subscribed to the Recharge newsletter yet, now is the time. All the resources we discussed are linked in the show notes below, and you can also find those at whittingtonwellbeing.com. Sign up for the newsletter there and get all the Recharge goodness, especially those things that we send out in our newsletter every week so you don't miss them. Until next time, be kind to your system and keep unmasking with care. I'm so excited to be on this journey and supporting you along the way, my friend. Take care, and I'll see you on Social Saturdays with my guest, Alexia Hetzel.
Thanks for being here. It's been quite a ride. Energy mastery, let's turn the tide. Top shelf guests, dropping wisdom bombs. Join us next week, where the energy's strong. Beyond chronic burnout, we're breaking free.